This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
For whatever reason, and we haven't figured it out yet, for whatever reason, the Red Sox own the Yankees this season. Make it 8 consecutive wins for the Red Sox over the Bombers. A 12-1 decision today. Yanks were thoroughly embarrassed, particularly in the ninth inning. 7 runs touched home plate. And again, the Red Sox won it 12-1. Garret Crochet, way better than Will Warren today. We'll break it down from both perspectives. Meanwhile, the Bombers' bats, once again, non-existent, and it's killing them. Boston goes for the 4-game sweep tomorrow night. Again, final score, 12-1. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Glad to have you aboard. Please follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast, which is this, gives you a place to chat after every game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Before we begin, we'll let you know that this episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. It excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, so the Yankees are now 4-15 against the Red Sox and Blue Jays this season, and there's a big reason why. The Yankees are now currently in 3rd place in the division, 1.5 games behind Boston, and obviously way more behind Toronto. In fact, at the moment, Yanks trail the Blue Jays by 6. Toronto still has to play today, so it could be 6.5 by the time you hit the pillow tonight. Boston leads the season series over the Yankees now 8-1. 8-1. In fact, the Yankees won the season opener against the Red Sox. It's been 8 consecutive wins for the Red Sox since. And obviously a big reason why was, specifically today, was Garret Crochet. However, one note that I want to start with, and that's Trevor Story, who has turned into a Yankee killer. Story, in those 8 games the Red Sox have won against the Yankees, remember, in a row, he is 13 for 33, which is almost 400, 6 extra base hits, 11 RBIs, and 8 runs scored. Again, 13 for 33, 6 extra base hits, 11 runs driven in, and he scored 8 times. That is the offense right there for the Red Sox, which, by the way, is much better without the services of Rafael Devers. We all thought the season was over at that point when they traded him to San Francisco. Red Sox have been better without him, and they obviously cleared a lot of cap room, or at least a lot of salary as well. Again, a huge reason why the offense has been clicking specifically against the Yankees, Trevor Story. And again, that Boston lineup is pretty good. As for the pitching today, Garret Crochet, too good. Crochet now 14-5. It's between him and Skubal for the American League Cy Young Award. Crochet, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned, 11 Ks through 103 pitches. The one run was a home run, courtesy of Giancarlo Stanton. We'll get to that coming up. Now, Weissert and Wilson got the final 3 outs in the 7th and 8th innings. In the 8th inning, Weissert gets the first 2, Wilson gets the next one, and then obviously the final 3 outs were registered by Jordan Hicks in the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees managed just 7 hits, 2 each for Bellinger and Ahmed Rosario, but that was it. And again, Aaron Judge had the 1 double. Giancarlo Stanton had the 1 home run. Those were the only 2 extra base hits. And remember, if you recall, last night, the Yankees did not have a base runner touch second base at any point during the game. As for Crochet, his season ERA down to 2.38. He has been so good, particularly against the Yankees. His last 2 starts against the Yankees, here we go, June 13th. So a month and a half ago, 8 1/3, almost went the distance. 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks, obviously earns the win. August 23rd, today, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 11 Ks, and obviously earns the win as well. Again, 7 innings, just the home run to Stanton. He struck out 11 like a hot butter through knife there, like a hot knife through butter. There was just no chance the Yankees at any point could solve Garret Crochet. Now, as we said, the same good fortune, not with Will Warren. He didn't have his best stuff. Warren, 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks, allowed a home run only through 69 pitches. Now, if we knew what was going to happen to Paul Blackburn, who was recently acquired from the Mets, he takes it on the chin in the 9th inning. He goes 3 1/3, throws 71 pitches. He was there to wear one, and odds are he will not be a Yankee tomorrow. We'll get to that coming up. But Blackburn, 3 1/3, 8 hits, 7 earned, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Again, all 7 of those runs earned, all coming in the 9th inning. Not all of his fault. Obviously, the balk was his fault. The home run to Narvaez was his fault. The Anthony Volpe error, however, not his fault. And it was a bad one. What else is new? Make that 17 errors for Anthony Volpe, and this was an airmail job. Just an absolute into the dugout, off the screen, terrible. He's now tied again with Elly De La Cruz for the major league lead with 17 errors this season. 17 errors. And by the way, Volpe, since we're picking on him, goes 0 for 3 today. Should have been 0 for 4. They gave him a sacrifice on the bunt. He tried to bunt for a hit, which of course was a terrible play. Despite that, Volpe now 1 for his last 28. So he's getting booed at the dish. He's getting booed in the field, and rightfully so. He's now hitting .208 and has the most errors besides Elly De La Cruz in all of baseball. Really, just sad stuff for Anthony Volpe. It's amazing how he has come crashing down. As for some of those other averages, Jazz didn't start today, but he's struggling as well, down at 236. Trent Grisham, 0 for 4 today, down to 244. Austin Wells takes an 0 for, strikes out twice, down to 209. So there are several guys barely hanging on above the Mendoza line. Again, Warren, Hill, and Blackburn pitch. So at least from a reliever perspective, the Yankees did not use any of their high leverage guys. However, Fernando Cruz likely to return. He'll return from the IL either tomorrow or Monday. That according to Aaron Boone, who told us that before today's game. So again, Fernando Cruz, and of course, it's a tough stretch for Paul Blackburn, who will likely be DFA'd or released to make room for Cruz, who of course was really good before he got hurt. So that'll be a pleasure for the Yankees bullpen to have him back in the fold. As for Giancarlo Stanton, again, accounting for the lone Yankee run, just one. The home run was the 445th of his career. It ties him with Vlad Guerrero and Jeff Bagwell. The next up on the list is Vlad Guerrero and Jeff Bagwell at 449. So he's 4 back of those guys. So he's in 42nd place on the all-time home run list. Again, Guerrero and Bagwell are 41st as he closes in on them. Again, just 4 home runs behind Bagwell and Guerrero. As we said, Fernando Cruz coming back tomorrow, which likely spells the end of Paul Blackburn. Yanks are now 69-60, and obviously they've lost 3 games to the Red Sox in the standings over the last 3 days, and they'll try to avoid a 4-game sweep and 9 consecutive losses to the Red Sox tomorrow night. And it's an interesting pitching matchup. Carlos Rodon on to be the stopper. Must come through tomorrow. Dustin May, who's been for Boston, he'll get the start. And again, it's the Sunday nighter as the Yanks try to avoid the 4-game sweep. Yankees are 69-60, now a game and a half behind the Red Sox for the top wildcard spot in the American League. Remember, top 2 wildcard spots play each other. So as of right now, it would be the Yankees and the Red Sox at Fenway for 3 games in the wild card round. How about that? Yanks now currently on the second wild card spot. They're a game and a half behind Boston, tied with Seattle for the second and third wild card spots in the American League. And obviously, Yanks down to third place in the division. Now 6 games back of the Blue Jays, game and a half back of the Red Sox. The Blue Jays, of course, play later on tonight. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, more on the Fernando Cruz situation. We'll set you up for tomorrow. Remember, that's the Sunday nighter, and we'll do it all coming up next. All right, time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. This grape, ginger, and lime-flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're out on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5-Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. Golf is all about good times with good people and, of course, good flavors. The grape ginger lime flavor of 5-Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the beverage cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more just by snap and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entry. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. All right, we are back. And without further ado, your favorite segment of the show, as always.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
What's funny is Paul Blackburn had to wear it in the 9th inning. Kudos to him before the 9th inning. We were talking about how, it was still 5-1 and seemed out of reach considering the Yankee offense has been so bad of late. But 5-1's not undoable. Well, 12-1 is. So we have to pass on Paul Blackburn. We'll give it to Giancarlo Stanton, who once again homers. Stanton has been great. He did strike out 3 times today. However, he's hitting .299. The home run is 16th of the season. Remember, folks, he's just been here for a short while. His RBI, the 41st of his season. So, again, 16 homers for Stanton. He's your player of the game today, accounting for the lone Yankee run. That was it. Yanks were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, and they left 8 on base. We said Fernando Cruz will return from the IL either, again, tomorrow or Monday. My guess is tomorrow because Blackburn will not be able to pitch anytime in the next couple of days. He threw, again, 71 pitches in 3 1/3, so he's likely down for 2 or 3 days, which means if you don't call up Cruz tomorrow, well, then you are short a pitcher because Blackburn can't pitch. So my guess is it will be Cruz tomorrow and Blackburn down. Again, 12-1 the final score. Red Sox are now 71-59, only 30-34 away from Fenway. Just goes to show how dominant they've been at Fenway. Yanks are 37-28 at home. As for the schedule, we talked about the Sunday nighter. Then we'll pull up for a while because we expect the Yankees to pound on the Nationals and White Sox. 3 with Washington and the Bronx, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 on the South Side with the White Sox, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we expect the Yankees to beef up on those teams, but it gets very difficult after that. From Chicago to Houston, Houston back to the Bronx for 3 with Toronto and 3 with Detroit, before heading to Boston. So those series in a row at Houston, home for Toronto, home for Detroit, at Boston. Rough. Real rough for the Yankees. All right, thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. They're the best, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. As we said, 8 straight losses for the Yankees against the Red Sox. They're now 4-15 total against the Red Sox and Blue Jays this year. Yanks in the second wild card spot in the American League, a game and a half behind the Red Sox. And, of course, If the playoffs started today, it would be the Yanks and Red Sox in that wild card round. Again, 12-1, the final score. Don't forget, tomorrow is a Sunday night game, 7 o'clock first pitch. And of course, we'll be with you immediately following the game. Until then, peace.